Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Danielle Percival.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Sports.
The Super Bowl may have been this past Sunday, but the recruiting championship was on Wednesday. College football fans got to celebrate a national holiday on signing day. All right, a holiday might be a stretch, but really between checking Facebook and Twitter, employees probably didn't get much done. Facts in the country were receiving letters of intent, phone calls were coming in, and the board was filling up with recruits. Larry Blakeney announced Wednesday the Trojans signed 13 players to a national letter of intent. The signees joined 6 mid-year additions to the squad to make the 2014 signing class 19 players in all. The Trojans signed 10 players for the offensive side of the ball as well as 9 on defense. 12 future Trojans are coming with experience at the junior college level, and head coach Larry Blakeney says those players can make an impact in 2014.
Felt like we needed some immediate help in certain positions on defense and offense, and you know, we found the answer to what we think is the answer to our needs at the community college level, and got some of those guys are guys that we recruited when they were high schoolers, and then we placed them or kept up with them.
The Trojans will begin spring practice on February 24th with the annual T-Day game on March 29th.
Arkansas State was in town Saturday night and came in leading the conference with a 7-1 record in Sun Belt play. But as Amy Austin shows us, the Trojan women's basketball team proved they can hang with the best of them.
Trojan fans experienced it yet again. It was the second year in a row Troy took a victory away from the #1 team in the conference. Troy women's basketball defeated Arkansas State 83-65 on Saturday. The defense stopped the Red Wolf offense and kept the #2 scorer in the Sun Belt to 10 points.
To have the #1 team in the Sun Belt Conference come into our house and beat them in that way, it is a great night. The things I'm most excited about, the team defense. It's probably the first time we've stayed in a zone on a team. I'm always worried about our intensity level going down in the zone, but we kept the intensity level up.
Many Trojan players stood out in the victory on Saturday. One player, though, Ashley Beverly Kelly, had 14 of her 21 points in the second half. Head coach Chandra Rigby noticed Beverly Kelly didn't just play basketball, she got lost in the game.
Very proud of Ashley. She did not play basketball tonight. She competed tonight, and that's been a big thing we've been trying to talk to her about. She practices so hard. She works so hard on her game, and sometimes she thinks a lot, but tonight she got lost in the game, is what every coach wants to see of a great player. She got lost in the game and competed, and did what we know she can do.
The win over Arkansas State was Troy's first win since the 2009-2010 season against the Red Wolves, breaking a 6-game losing streak. This win put the Trojans 3-6 in the conference and showed that the team is a good team capable of changing the stats.
Arkansas State is a very good team coached by a very good coach, but we're a very good team as well. We just have to show it in the win-loss column.
Amy Austin, Trojan Sports Now.
The Trojans remained home on Thursday night, taking on South Alabama in the battle of 2 teams who had each won 3 of their last 4. But once again, Amy Austin was there and shows us how Troy kept their hot streak going.
2 in a row and counting, the Troy women's basketball team took a conference game away from South Alabama on Thursday night. The Trojans defeated the Jaguars 78-53, making that the 4th Trojan victory in their last 5 games.
It goes without being said that we're very thankful to be in the situation we're in, having won 4 of our last 5 games. It's quite a big turnaround, and many times at the beginning of the year, like when I came in here after these games. So we're proud. I told the team right about the time we started winning that honestly they were, I think, the most improved team that I had seen in quite a while, or maybe ever, and they truly are. They started showing it in the win column.
Within the first few minutes of play, the Trojans trailed by 10, but the effort off the bench contributed rebounds and points to get the Trojans back on top.
We're very proud. We had a spark off the bench tonight with Asada and Chant, our freshman Chant Lewis. Those guards came in and gave us a big spark because we were losing by, I think, 10 points at the beginning of the game. I can't say enough about them. I can't say enough about Renita Garrett coming off the bench with 11 rebounds. That can sway a game for you right there.
Senior guard Joanna Harden scored her 1,000th career point with the Trojans in the win over South Alabama. She's the 20th player to score into the 1,000-point club and only the 3rd player to make it in 2 seasons.
I don't know, I'm just speechless, but like the points don't matter to me. I just want to win.
Congratulations to Joe for being the third player in the history of this program to score 1,000 points in 2 years. And no telling how many more she's going to get. Just got to keep playing.
Amy Alston, Trojan Sports Now.
The men's team was taking on the Red Wolves as well this past Saturday, but the momentum from the women's victory earlier in the day didn't carry over for the men. After a hot start with several highlight-worthy plays, the Trojans were unable to keep up with the Red Wolves, falling 83-73 to Arkansas State Saturday night. Head coach Phil Cunningham said the game started to slip out of reach late in the first half.
The most critical stage of that game was at about the 8-minute mark of the first half. At that point, we had 7 assists and 2 turnovers. And then at the halftime, we go into halftime with 8 assists and 9 turnovers. So we go, we have 1 assist and 7 turnovers down the stretch, and that's when they extended that lead.
Numbers don't always tell the whole story, but in this game, they do indicate why the Red Wolves came out victorious.
The stats that stand out, we have 11 assists, 15 turnovers. They have 15 assists, 10 turnovers. And then the big one that keeps coming up, we're 12 for 21 to the free throw line, they're 24 for 29. Now, the only thing with those 2 stats, they're not trying to turn it over and they're not trying to miss free throws. They're trying to hit every free throw. It's not like when you get beat on the backboard by about 20 rebounds, man, that's effort stat. That's lack of toughness, lack of effort. That's not the case. We out-rebounded them.
The 24 points Arkansas State banked at the charity stripe, combined with their perimeter shooting, made for a deadly combination.
We held them to a decent field goal percentage. That's a little misleading because we hold them to 43% from the field, but they hit 11 out of 25 threes, which is really good.
It was just that night. It felt like they was kicking the ball in the basket. It was. We had our hands up a couple of times, and they was just hitting. So it was our night, Arkansas at there, and then tonight was the night shooting-wise.
On Thursday night, the team hit the court again at home, and playing against an in-state and in-conference opponent provided the needed spark to lead the team to a victory. Mitchell Spoon has the details.
Basketball team snapped a 5-game losing streak on their way to defeating in-state rival South Alabama 79-74. The Trojans used a strong second half to secure the victory after going into halftime down 31-30.
We needed a win in the worst way, and just proud of the guys because they've never slipped 1 inch in terms of attitude or work ethic from day to day, from drill to drill, from practice to practice. Any kind of video session, preparation session, they haven't slipped any, and it's good to see them, get a win and come in that locker room with a smile on their face.
Senior guard Hunter Williams scored 21 points in the final 6 minutes, including 6 3-pointers on his way to producing 26 points on the night. Head coach Phil Cunningham hopes that last night's game will help us spark a mid-season run, but knows that teams are going to be on the watch for Williams.
He was something else tonight, and he got it going there in the second half and made some shots that, I promise you, we didn't draw a play up or we didn't have anything to do with it. He just stepped up and made some shots. Now, what's going to happen is he's going to face different type of game plans after a night like that, and he's been facing those type of game plans all year. They're going to say, okay, somebody beat us besides Hunter Williams, but he's, what he did tonight was really impressive.
Kevin Thomas and Jeff Malay both chipped in, scoring double figures as well, with 15 and 13 points respectively. But one player that Cunningham said helped the most was Kelton Ford, who added 8 points for the Trojans.
A guy who came in and helped us a lot was Kelton Ford. Kelton came in and he's just so aggressive off the dribble. He's a different guy for us. We have, you've got Hunt, you've got Jeff, and you've got Fresh, who all are kind of unique in their games. And then you got Putt, we call him Putt, comes in the game. And he's so quick and aggressive off the dribble, and I think it's a good little change-up when he comes in, but he was good.
Mitchell Spoon, Trojan Sports Now.
Well, it was a great start to the day for the Troy softball team as they unveiled their new digs as they took on the Auburn Tigers. But the night ended in a way that has been described as like kissing your sister. Troy and Auburn called their game in a 5-5 tie after rain and sleet brought the game to a delay in the top of the 7th. The Trojans trailed 1-0 after the top of the first, but answered with a big grand slam by Michelle Phelps in the bottom half to take a 4-1 lead. Allison Malam added a solo homer in the second, but the Tigers came back to tie it in the 6th with 4 runs, including a 3-run homer. Auburn had scored in the top of the 7th, but with the game being delayed before the completion of the inning, that frame was wiped away and resulted in the tie. J.C. Affelt pitched 5 innings of 1-hit ball and struck out 5.
The Trojan track and field team competed at the TSU Invitational at Tennessee State on Saturday, coming away with some season best times. Julia Ostendorf ran her fastest time of the year, placing 8th in the 1-mile run. Lacey Marcus and Riley Schweitz both qualified for the finals in the 55-meter dash, with Schweitz finishing 6th and Marcus in 10th. Haley Watts took home 5th place in the pole vault with a leap of 3.11 meters, her best of the season.
Last Saturday, the women's tennis team dropped their 4th straight and 3rd to a ranked opponent as they fell to 21st ranked Auburn 7-0 on Saturday. The Tigers won the 2 and 3 seed doubles matches before sweeping the singles action. And the men's team picked up its first win of the season Friday morning with a 7-0 sweep over Alabama A&M. Troy lost just 1 game in 2 doubles matches and just 2 more in the singles.
The Troy University soccer team is under new leadership now with the addition of head coach Jason Hamilton to the program. Hamilton comes to Troy after spending the past season as an assistant coach with the Florida Gators women's soccer program. Prior to his stint with the Gators, Hamilton served as an assistant with the Boston Breakers of the National Women's Soccer League, and during the 2013 season, he trained 3 members of the U.S. national team. Hamilton arrived on campus and has begun working with the team and is excited for the future as a Trojan.
I see a lot of good things here that I'm excited about. I've had a couple days now to spend with the team, and I think they're excited. There's some talented players there, but they're definitely, I'm here to challenge them and push them, and get them to that next level, which is is where I think they want to go. So it's been great. It's been obviously a whirlwind this first week, trying to get everything done and get caught up and get ahead of schedule going forward. But I've enjoyed it. Everybody here has been great and very helpful.
The soccer team added 7 players on National Signing Day, consisting of 3 midfielders, 2 forwards, and 2 goalkeepers. Well, still to come on Trojan Sports Now, the softball team is in action at home this weekend, and we'll show you when you can head out to see them in action.
But first, I had the chance to sit down and talk with Bobby Pierce about the upcoming baseball season and building off last year's momentum. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.